Welcome to all. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that Phil has asked me to lead this meeting today. Sadly, Phil's father passed away this weekend, and so he's spending time with family. So our hearts and our prayers go out to Phil and Becky and all their family. So I call this congregational meeting of the Westerville Community United Church of Christ to order. Due to the pandemic, we're not able to meet in person this morning, and it is for situations such as this that at our November 17th council meeting, we approved electronic voting. And the quorum is to be determined by the number of votes cast. Over the past 2 weeks, members have had a chance to review online materials, including video presentations. Voting closed this morning at 11:30 a.m. Our bylaws require that 10% of active members be a quorum, which is 53. A total of 118 votes have been cast. Thus, we have a quorum present to conduct the meeting of the business of the meeting. We had 5 items to be voted upon during this meeting: 3 sets of meeting minutes, amendments to the bylaws to dissolve the Protection and Integrity Committee, and to approve the slate of 2021 candidates of officers, boards, and committees. All 5 items received unanimous yes votes from the 118 members voting. So I declare that all 5 be approved by the congregation. I want to commend Pam Brown for being such an excellent secretary. She does a great and thorough job with compiling our meeting minutes, so thank you so much, Pam. I want to thank our Protection and Integrity Committee members, concluding their service in 2020, Brian Welling, the chair, Jen Ryan, and Rhonda Daniels. A special word of thanks to Brian for initiating the idea we voted on today. Thanks to the nominating committee led by Jeff Langner for bringing us an excellent slate for 2021. Of course, thanks to all the members who have said yes to serving in 2021. You may have noticed when reviewing the slate, we had 2 positions not filled at the time. Nominating has since filled those slots. Heidi Shalia is taking a 2-year term on the Board of Worship, and Jim Cummins will serve a 2-year term on Stewardship Committee. Council will vote on these Tuesday night, and the congregation will vote on them at the February annual meeting. We greatly appreciate all of those who are serving our church, who have served this church and are serving till the end of this year, this challenging year. And so much appreciation goes to Phil Mallard. His leadership this year has been such a blessing, and we thank you, Phil, for all the time and effort that you've put into your service this year. As you know, the church doesn't work if we don't all volunteer. So with the business completed, I just wanted to say, I hope you took the time to watch the videos that went out with the congregational meeting information. There was a financial review, financial update by Dave Kaufman. There was Phil's profile and search update, and there was an outlook for 2021 by Zigrid and me. All of this is important information. If you haven't seen it, you still have a chance to go back and look at it later. So lastly, we have Nevin Longardner here to present the Stewardship Committee's update on our pledging for 2021.
Thanks, Rita, and good morning, everyone. I am here to present where we're at for our 2021 pledge drive as of today. I do have a series of slides that I'm going to be sharing with you to show trends for several categories over the last 5 years. The first one is the total number of pledges, and this is after 5 weeks of the campaign. We currently are sitting at 115 pledges made for 2021, and you can see that compares to 124 in 2020 at a similar time in the campaign. The next slide shows total pledged dollars after the 5th week of the campaign. We're at $262,290 compared to $304,838 in the previous year. So both of these trends are downward, and it's something that the Stewardship Committee will be looking at in more detail next year, as we'd like to, of course, get these trends reversed. The third slide shows the average pledge, and we're at $2,281 compared to $2,458 last year. And then slide number 4 shows a projected 2021 end of campaign number, and that's based on historical data where typically at this point in the campaign we're at about 90% of what our ending number is, and so that's what the $285,260 represents here, is a projected number based on previous years, and the other numbers I'm showing for comparison are the end of campaign numbers for the last 4 years. And then finally, I just have some miscellaneous data here to share with you. This year we mailed 277 pledge cards. We did a second mailing of 95 letters that were sent out to folks that did not pledge, or that we did not receive pledge cards from. And this year, as we probably could expect given COVID, our number of electronic pledges went up considerably, and hopefully that's a trend that will continue in the future. And then finally, we have unpledged recurring giving. So these represent congregation members who did not return a pledge card, but who do give to the church on a recurring electronic basis. So certainly there's a level of commitment from those people to give electronically in that fashion, and you can see that number has gone up considerably over the last 3 years, and is certainly is a positive trend, and one that we hope that will continue in the future. So with that, I'd like to thank my committee members this year, and also encourage you, if you haven't pledged to our campaign, it will remain open until the end of December. So if you can, please pledge to our 2021 campaign. And finally, we are a little behind on our 2020 pledges as well. So if you are financially able, I encourage you to get your pledge current this year. Thank you very much.
I too want to thank Nevin and the Stewardship Committee for their diligent work, and I think they did a great job, especially for thinking out of the box during this COVID, as they were dealing with COVID conditions. Thanks especially for our witnessing stewards as well. We'll now close the meeting with a prayer. Pastor Zigrid.
Thank you so much, Rita and Nevin, for your leadership. A special thank you now to Phil. Thank you. Thank you is not even enough for all the time and work you spent in the year 2020 as being our moderator. And our prayers go out to you and your family as you mourn the loss of your father, the Reverend Gary Mallard. Would you please join me in prayer? Gracious God, you are the source of life. We lift up the Mallard family as they mourn the loss of their father, Reverend Gary Mallard. And we are also praying for so many people who have had personal losses this year, who are missing a family member or a friend, not only because of COVID, but because of so many other circumstances of life. Thank you. Thank you for all the many blessings you have given us this year. Thank you for your guidance through the challenges, but also for giving us joy. I want to thank you for those who have served our church, those who are just finishing their term, and those who signed up for the future. We are your servants here at Westerville Community United Church of Christ as we share the ever-widening circle of Christ's love. with hope, peace, joy, and love in the world. Amen.
Thank you, Sigrid. Now I declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you all for being here, for caring, and may God bless you and keep you safe until we can see each other again.